Previously on Story Hoard.
Oh, you're just in time for an extra special performance. My greatest act yet.
Bobino, is that you?
Please, get me down from here.
Alright, creep. Let the kid go.
Little Sildra, the one with the magic touch. It's because of you that we're in this situation at all. You know, they talk about you quite frequently.
Who's they?
Oh, the only one that matters here. With arms outstretched and the last of his strength, he casts a massive fireworks display. The summoning circle alights in full as he collapses in a heap on the stage.
I have a question.
Yes.
Are we in combat anymore?
You are no longer in combat.
All right. Momori's gonna rush the tiers of the stage to Bobino.
Mm. Yeah, as Nasty collapses, you can see Bobino bounces his gaze from Nasty up to you, and you know he's trembling, but you are able to scale up the rest of the stage. Go ahead and give me an athletics check really quick, because these are 10-foot, kind of heaves you got to do. You got up one, you're gonna have to get up one more.
Yeah.
One.
You said athletics?
Yeah.
Hold on.
What
Okay,
happened to
so
the
I
horse?
rolled a 6, but that's a +6. So that's a 12.
Yeah. To Margaret. When Nasty, thank you for reminding Nasty had summoned a assembled unicorn automaton minion. When he falls to zero, the horse that was charging you guys down at one point, it was rearing up for another attack. When he drops to zero, the horse disassembles in a heap. So that is also no longer a threat. The construct falls apart. Yeah, Momori. On a 12, yeah, you make your way up. You are winded by the time you get up there. It's hard to breathe. You're not breathing easily.
Okay.
I think you get kind of wheezy and you can feel the grit in the back of your throat, but you manage to kind of choke down an actual attack from overcoming you, and you do manage to get on the level with Bobino.
Okay, yeah, she's gonna wrap him up in her arms and yeet him from the center of the circle, tackle hug him out of there. We're not leaving this child in the middle of a summoning circle.
Hang on. Did you say she throws him?
No, she tackles him. Sorry.
Yeah.
She's tackle hugging him gently.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will give, because he is chained.
Is he chained down to the floor, Grace?
He is bound to the stage. You can jostle him, but he's not going to move out of that.
We're not jostling. We're not jostling anything. I have 2 hand axes, a long sword, and big guns. We're chopping this kid out of here.
Can I ask about the torches?
Yeah.
Are they tied down to anything? Can I pick one up? Can I move it?
They are attached to the stage, and
Okay,
they are currently glowing brilliant green.
Can I blow gust on them to try and get them out?
You can try that.
Yeah, I'm I want to at least just really get one out just to break the circle. But if I could get more, that's cool too. That's a 4. Can I have any?
No. Matea, you try and cast gust, but this thing is supernaturally strong. It seems almost like it's a pilot light, something is being rather than it being just a torch that is burning, it's a jet that is firing from a burner almost. This thing is not something you can just blow out, or that your gust is at least able to blow out.
Yeah.
The summoning circle, is there anything like drawn on the floor or anything?
Yes. So the summoning circle overlays the entire big top tent. The center circle corresponds to the dirt arena. The evergreen sigil fully encompasses the tiered stage. And then you can see shooting off from the main circle those additional runes that seem to be glowing directly underneath the stands where the audience would be seated.
Fascinating. I would really like to axe this kid out of these chains, Grace.
Scary.
I mean, there's enough distance between like his arm and the floor that you
Yeah,
don't run
I'm
the
not
risk of like hitting
Axing
him.
his arms
Yeah.
off.
I know.
Mori is just gonna cut the chains if she can. He doesn't want to be here.
Yeah, he does not want to be here either. He's trembling pretty hard. When you go to grab him, he really clings onto you, Mamori.
Oh,
Like, this kid is frightened. He's crying, and yeah, these aren't like super heavy duty chains, but I'd say with like your 2 hand axes and with the determination with no other impeding factors, with a few solid whacks, you're able to break them apart, and he's no longer bound to the stage.
Mori picks the child up and hops down off the frickin' tiered theater stage.
Okay, so these are 10-foot drops. You are 30 feet in the air. So holding a child and jumping 10 feet down, if that is your plan.
You know, go for it.
Look at the run.
Give me an
Jesus.
acrobatics check, Maddie, with disadvantage because you are winded just to get to the top. You're carrying a weighty child and doing
All right,
a stunt.
that's an 8 plus 2, but Mamori is not leaving him friggin' up there for another second. So that's
No.
a 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. On a 10,
This is
you
gonna be
manage-
awkward.
Yep. I mean, it's not going to be pleasant
This
for
is gonna
you.
hurt.
I have a thing.
What's your thing?
Oh,
Mateo sees Mamori trying to jump off of this 30-foot drop with this child. And
Hey, I'm going 10 feet at a time.
just like puts his hands out and he's like, stop! And he casts Featherfall on both of them.
Oh, nice.
So
very nice.
their rate of descent will slow to 60 feet per round, whatever the hell that means. But they slowly take no falling damage and can land on their feet for 1 minute.
Excellent call. Because I was about to hurt both of them. Yeah, Mamori, you are fully prepared to do something that you know will hurt both of you, but is the better option than staying where you are at in the heart of the summoning circle. So take the better hand where you can, but preparing for some hurt.
Yeah.
You go to jump off the highest platform, and Bobina's not looking down, clinging onto you. You go to brace yourself for impact, and you very gently descend from one platform to the one directly below you with no impact to your knees, no stumbling over head over ankles. Yeah, Matea's got you covered. And you can descend perfectly safely.
Yeah, Mamori shivers when she hits the ground. And she lets Bobino down, but as she does, she kind of looks up at Mateo. And with something like wonder and fear in her eyes, takes a breath and goes, Mateo?
When you see Mateo now, he looks terrified. And he's shaking.
Did you do that?
I don't know. I don't know. Why can I do that? Why can I do that now? He's just looking down at his hands.
Mamori walks over to him and puts her hand on his shoulder and then rests her forehead on his shoulder and quietly under her breath just breathes out the words, well, if you did or not, thanks. Thanks, Mateo.
Yeah.
Now, let's get this kid out of here.
Yeah, the two of you are on solid ground again, and Bobino peeks up from your shoulder where he was burying his face, gives you another tight squeeze, and says, "Thank you for getting me. I don't know what he was trying to do. He said there was going to be a big show, and I was going to be a big part in it, and there was a chance for me to help. But it didn't feel right. He didn't seem like himself. And then he made me wear this weird costume, and it doesn't have any of my bells on it." And he's looking back up at the stage where Nasti's crumpled form still is. He has not gotten up, and he is not moving.
It's okay, Bobino. Nasty isn't himself right now. You know he wouldn't do that to you. He wouldn't scare you on purpose. We're gonna fix him, okay? We're gonna fix everything. Momori kind of, how, so he's got chains around him. How, like, are they wrapped, like, is he manacled, or,
Yeah, it looks almost like it was designed to be jewelry. He's got these big gold bracers on his wrists that have clasps that are gold-plated chains, but chains nonetheless. And they do seem fairly heavy for him. He can't really gesticulate easily with these big, weighty remnants on him.
All right, Momori takes Bobino's shoulders in her hands, and she looks him in the eyes, and she goes, "You've been very brave, Bobino, but I need you to be brave for a little bit longer, all right? I need you to go and find Effie, okay? Tell her to get these things off of you."
Wait, is there like a lock or something?
On his chains?
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely looks like they're locked onto him.
Yes,
Would it make
Mateo,
sense
go.
for it to be the lock for? Yeah. I have more than just a little key I found. Okay, so first, does the key I found look like it could fit in these locks feasibly, or is this unrelated key?
Yeah, go for it.
But does it make sense that it would go in here?
I think it makes sense if that's like a master key that Nasty took from Effie.
I just meant like make and model. Do these things match? Whatever, I use the key.
You use the key that you found, and his shackles come off. He rubs his arms, and he looks up gratefully at you, Momori, and you, Mateo. He nods his head at the given orders of go find Effie. Rami looks down at him. He's like, "I'll go with you, kid. You shouldn't be by yourself right now." And Rami looks at the group of you and nods his head. He says, "I'll make sure he gets where he needs to go, and I'll be back for you guys, okay? You know, I'll take care of him from here."
Could Robbie do like a perception check on Mateo right now?
Sure. Nat 20.
Yes, he's not okay.
Mateo is not okay. Mateo is on the verge of tears and shaking like a leaf.
He sounds like it.
Squeezes Bobino's shoulder before going over to Mateo and putting two strong, warm hands on his shoulder and leans in, forehead touching his. Too close?
What are you doing? Why are you doing this?
Deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And he does that a couple of times, while giving a little bit more space to look you in the face, giving the attempt to help you get your breathing under control.
Just maybe I could have saved her.
You see a sad look cross over his face, and he just gives you a huge, warm, incredibly dead fast hug.
Mateo like jumps a little bit, but he returns the hug. And he sobs a little bit.
Yeah. And Rami, again, is steadfast. He's not breaking it. he's here to just hold you through this moment.
Sorry, we have other things we should be doing.
Throughout this whole process, Mamori has inched away, like taking Bobino by the hand and inched them both away towards Sildra. Where's Sildra? She's trying to give them some space. Like, with the same
I've been watching all of this very, very, very awkwardly off at the side, like, I don't know what to do. I feel like a deer in headlights. Everything is emotional and awful.
As like Rami, leans in his head towards Mateo, she like kind of puts her hand over Bobino's eyes. Scoots towards Sildra. Are the torches still lit?
The torches are still lit. The whole summoning circle is still
Actively someone
We cannot be having this moment in front, in it, like the Evergreen monarch is about to pop up at any moment.
Nasti's dead on the stage. There's a rave going on right now.
That was a
Mamori-
non-lethal thunder wave I threw at him.
Mamori
Floor is still lit
shoves Bobino's hand into Sildra's and like cuts Sildra a look.
What are you?
Mamori takes off towards the middle of the circle, towards Nasti's unmoving corpse. I mean body.
Mamori, you go to put Bobino's hand in Sildra's, and Bobino's, like, a little bit fighting that. He does not seem to be, like, chomping at the bit to, like, be touching Sildra right now.
Sildra will not push it.
Yeah, he'll stay put next to you, Sildra, but the bubbly little boy who every other time you have seen him is pretty much just like clinging to your leg is keeping a distance right now. And eyes are glancing occasionally down to, like, you still have the box that you had from before, right? Like in your front pocket?
Yeah, that's still in there.
Yep.
We were so busy, like, grabbing faces that we did not do anything with the box! We were like, I might die. I don't know how to trust people. And we forgot about the box. Our characters cannot go anywhere together. Anywhere! I have no idea what I'm doing.
ADHD.
Master duo.
Last time we're alone, we friggin' let out the friggin' fake god wannabe monarch, and then they let us go and be alone again, and it was a terrible idea.
It's fine. It's fine.
No, it's not. Every time without Mateo, Sildra and Mamori are like chaos. Let's cause chaos. We choose violence. Violence and anarchy. Anyways, yeah, Mamori sprints towards Nasti.
That's fine. Mamori, I will come back to you in a minute. Mateo, Rami's not going to be the one to break this hug. When you say that you could have saved her, he is not shutting down. Very much, this isn't him trying to keep distance, but he is going to let you take the lead because he knows what this means for you, and he is very cognizant that this is a fragile moment.
So when Mateo was like, sorry, we have other things to be doing, like, it's like a moment where he wants to let go, but he doesn't for a bit longer. And then he finally, like, it's like, all right, go take care of the kid. We have stuff to do.
He takes a half a step back from you, and you can see his face he is torn between really wanting to stay with you, but knowing that there is a bigger situation at hand. So he goes to brush a last tear from your cheek before clearing his throat and saying, I'm gonna be back as soon as he's with her. Give me 5 minutes, and then I'm not gonna leave you. Okay. It scampers off, runs up to you, Sildra, and Bobino, looks between the two of you and says, all right, buddy, let's go find Effie for you, okay? Let's get the situation sorted and let's get you out of here. And Bobino looks at Rami a little unsure, because, this is a stranger. And now he glances back at you, Sildra. Again, no contact, but he does trust you more than he trusts Rami.
Sildra will give a little thumbs up and try to smile.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they are clearly freaked out, but they are doing their best to convey that yes, Rami is safe. Rami is a safe space in all this.
That suffices, and Bobino gives a shaky nod, final glance down at your pocket before going to take Rami's hands as the two of them exit the big top tent. Mamori, you're going back up to Nasti's body, correct?
Correct.
You get to where his body is.
Can I blow his glasses off his face now?
When he collapsed, glasses flew off his face.
Cool. Can I step on them?
Yeah.
Crush his glasses.
Crunch.
Fuck this guy.
Crunch, crunch, crunch. Green glass shatters. Do see a quick pff of sparkling green magic before it's crushed glass and metal under your heel.
Okay. Well, Mamori's gonna pick him up for sure, but she's gonna take a quick glance over him just to kind of check his state / make sure he's not still magicked.
Real quick. Soldier's just gonna, for posterity reasons, just cast Spare the Dying on the man real quick. just be safe.
It is a cantrip, isn't it?
It's a
Now-
cantrip.
Where are you on the stage? Because that's you have to climb up the 10 feet to get onto the stage.
All right. I would think that they would at least try to follow Memoria. I don't know if they would be able to keep up with her, but they would try to.
I'd say even in Memori's rough shape, we've established Sildra is no athlete. So I think it's okay. You'll get there, but Mamori does get to Nasti before you do. Mamori, make a perception check for me.
Yay! Perception! Well, that's better than it could have been. +2. Okay, so that's 11. Listen, that's a better roll than I would have had I rolled at any other time.
That's fine.
I hate how you laughed about it, though. I'm scared by your laugh, Grace.
I'd be laughing regardless of what roll you rolled on an 11. Mamori, you make your way to Nasti's body, collapsed face down on the stage. His glasses flown off his face, still and unresponsive. You go to check for a pulse. And as you put your hand to his pulse point on his neck, you don't feel anything. But you do feel the hairs on the back of your neck stand up a half second before his body jerks up violently from the shoulders and the neck and starts to reposition itself into an approximation of a standing pose, but it seems as though his limbs are being pushed into place like a doll's would, before his face and head whip up, staring blankly outward, eyes unfocused but glowing a shimmering green.
Mamori scrambles back from this shit. I mean, totally as much as she can towards the edge of the towards the edge of the tier that they're on, but she does not jump down.
Noted. You all witness Nasti's body go from this posed form, like it's trying to find its way to stand like a normal person would. And then he goes from being suspended in this half pose to being gently lowered, standing freely onto the stage. And his pose slowly loosens. And you can see his fingers twitch and furl and unfurl. He blinks, and he blinks a few more times.
And I shoot him with my crossbow.
Roll that.
Okay. It's my instinct. I hate it. Fuck this guy. No!
What did you do?
I rolled.
Was it a nat 1?
It was a nat 1.
Oh.
Jesus.
I could hear that from my closet.
My scream.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
On a nat 1.
Robbie, go back.
Oh no, he's gone.
Road foot.
It is the three of you and Nasti.
Well, at least we saved the child.
Mateo, you loose your arrow. You are shaking as you hold it in the air and try to take aim at Nasti. But you have been emotionally rattled so hard, and the sight in front of you is so wrong that your limbs are trembling. You can barely hold this thing straight, and as you're taking aim, you loose it. And the arrow flies, aiming at Nasti's heart. And as he's looking around in a daze, the arrow pierces him through his chest, and you can see it pushes him back. He stumbles, caught off guard, and looks down at his chest and cocks his head. It pokes at it, curious.
Mamori screams!
Looks at you, fascinated. Looks at Mateo and Sildra. He's looking around like he's never seen this stage before. He's staring at everything with this open wonder on his face. He runs his hand over his chest and over the piercing arrow and takes his hand away and wipes at the blood that comes off of him. And he smiles and laughs a stunned laugh. He looks at you, Mateo, and he says, "Not the welcome I was expecting, but it does feel... It feels. Thank you for that."
Mamori pulls out a dagger, and it's a black dagger, one that Mateo and Sildra have not yet seen before. And she points it at whatever is standing before her as she slowly gets up. Breathing heavily, she says, Who are you?"
Turns to face you, Mamori, and the sight in front of you of Nasti singed from Sildra's fireballs, bloody arrow piercing through his chest, bruised face from collapsing onto the stage and looking delighted to be here. And of the time you have spent with Nasty, which was not a significant amount, you can at least remember how he carries himself. And he's loose, he's fun, he's jovial, he's not nearly this composed. This straight-backed air of calm authority to him. And he looks at you and looks down at your dagger. He says, "Oh, you are... You must be Zephyrius's student. Yes, that makes a lot of sense. Fine craftsmanship. He must have taught you quite well. If you see him, go ahead and tell him his daughter's still waiting. Excellent student, I must say. Certainly knows how not to disappoint. A very, very stern teacher, but let him be known."
At that, Momori kind of flinches. I asked you a question. She steps closer with the dagger. Who are you? And what did you do with our friend?
Oh, I did nothing to your friend. Actually, I believe it was... Looks past you, Momori, and down at Sildra, and Nasty beams and says, "Why, my good friend Sildra here is the one that snuffed out the poor troupe master's life. I did nothing to him beyond except the gift that was left behind. He worked quite quickly these last few weeks to get this display up and running, and unfortunately, I'm on borrowed time right now. This wasn't exactly how this was supposed to go, so unfortunately I won't be sticking around for very long in this form."
Momori dodges closer, knife in hand, until she's within striking distance. Almost till she has the knife pressed up against Nasty's throat. And she looks at this thing with furious eyes. Don't pretend like this isn't all your fault. Don't blame anyone else. Who are you?
Their smile does not reach their eyes. You can tell that up close. "Who do you think I am, Momori? I don't think I need an introduction."
Momori pauses. Momori looks at what I can only assume to be the monarch, dead in the eyes. I think you're a wannabe, loser, dead god. And I think you're about to get your butt kicked by the same people who put you in that tomb again for the second time in 1,000 years. Let Nasty go.
Yes. Yes, you would capture the armorer's interest. He likes a fire. Always did. Hands behind back, and with a confident air for being on the business end of this exquisitely sharp dagger, brushes past you, Momori, and walks directly over to Sildra.
Sildra backs the hell up. They've been looking terrified through this entire thing. Like, they first started, like, they took a step back when the monarch pointed at them, but they are recoiling now that they're being approached.
Wags a playful finger at them, but doesn't try to get too in your space, Sildra. "Oh, Sildra. Oh, you are the
biggest surprise I could have woken up to. I couldn't be happier. I want you to know that. I won't lie, it's been a very lonely 1,000 or so years. So to be awoken by someone who knows what it's like to bear the weight of expectation, the expectations of others, and the weight of trying and failing to be the person you're told to be. I'm so glad it was you. And I'm so glad that you let me in.
I didn't let you in. You came in.
People don't just leave open doors for no reason. You wanted something.
Not this.
This is the very thing, Sildra, that will make both of us special again.
Jumps off the stage and lands, and you hear several snaps.
Okay, before that happens, Momori has definitely wrapped her arm around this dude's neck. She did not just let him get close to her friend without pacing back with the... I think she drops the dagger, and as he's coming towards Sildra, has put him in a chokehold. She's not friggin' just gonna let him walk away from her. Sorry. You cannot do that to this character. Leave them alone. So help me God.
Here we are invoking gods now. Huh. Interesting. I would say I believed we were rather similar in our feelings towards them.
Momori tightens her hold. We are similar in nothing.
Oh, I think you'll find that that's wildly untrue. Take, for example, what's the issue we all really have in common? Not even the gods. Gods off the table. What is the biggest source of consternation we all, as beings, mortal, immortal, share?
Death.
Momori narrows her eyes. That you won't stay dead?
Well, death is an ending, one can say. It's an interpretation of finality, a stopping point. But things don't just stop. Time keeps going on. Your time is running out, Momori.
Momori visibly winces, but keeps her hold on Nasti's neck.
You there, Mateo, down there. Hello.
Gives a wave in your direction.
You're aware what happens when time passes without you. The world changes and you are powerless to stop it. And you, Sildra. What is time if not giving expectations the opportunity to crumble? Giving you the chance to disappoint? Silly stuff, really. That we are so bound to it. But it's not just us. It's everything. Everything is locked to time. It's difficult. And for as powerful as the gods are, they're locked to it too. But I've solved it. It took time. Listen to me. It took time to solve time. Interesting how that works.
Hilarious.
But I did it. And I'm ready to share that with everyone. Creation and Arcana combined into one being,
Gestures at self.
will usurp time. And when that happens,
And this time the smile does reach the eyes.
when that happens, everything will be different. And and I can't wait to share that with all of you. My friends.
The summoning circle starts to flicker and fade, and you can see the jets of fiery green energy start to sputter. The monarch looks down and notices the wound at their chest is starting to bleed more and more.
I'm afraid that's all I've got for now. This half-baked circle thrown together by a underperforming circus clown is getting about as far as I expected it to, so until next time, I'll be seeing you all very soon.
And with that, the summoning circle sputters out entirely. The glittering green runes that had been engulfing the entire tent in bright emerald light flicker out. The flames turn back to a healthy, bright orange. The bright green of the monarch's eyes fade to Nasti's dull black as he collapses again in a heap. Memori, you have to hold yourself up because the dead weight very nearly drags you down.
The second that the green light leaves, Sildra uses Spare the Dying. Rami!
Rami!
Rami is not here.
Shit. Help! We need an adult here, adult! Okay, first things first. Memori's gonna lie, like, Nasti down gently onto the ground.
Sildra will go ahead and cast Cure Wounds real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's up 12 points. He's got 12 points of health.
Okay,
Can we
cool.
tell that, Grace?
Sildra, as you cast Cure Wounds to further help out Nasti's physical condition, still has an arrow straight through his chest, but the slowly kind of like oozing wound that was there, it went from fully gushing blood to a slower stream to, he's no longer freely bleeding, and you can see he's not so unsettlingly still. You can see very shallow breathing, and you can see his eyes sort of fluttering, but very much having a lot of difficulty focusing on any one of you.
Understandable.
Memori gets up. All right, don't take the arrow out. And Memori's gonna head down the stages and run out of the tent.
Yeah, you run out of the tent. Where are you headed?
I am heading straight for Effie. Yeah, I'm finding Effie.
Okay. Memori, you zoom out of the big top tent, leaving Sildra and Mateo behind with Nasti. When you went into the tent earlier, the camp was in a state of real disarray. There were clowns quitting left and right. Effie was really trying to hold down the fort, try to keep things in line because people were just fully fed up with Nasti. And when you leave the tent, it feels a little bit like a ghost town. All of the angry activity from before seems to have fully died down. And you can see Effie off to the side with Bobino and Rami, on one knee with both hands on his shoulders, kind of going over his condition, making sure that he's okay. Rami just kind of standing there trying to give a brief rundown of the situation.
All right, well, Memori is screaming as she's running out. Healer! We need a healer! Sorry, I'm trying not to murder my roommates who are upstairs just minding their own business. But yes, screaming.
Yep, it's urgent.
Yep.
Understandable.
Memori locks onto Rami and barrels towards him.
Turns towards
we
you.
We need a healer right now. Rami, you have to come with us. Come with me. It's a nasty. He was shot.
Rami's eyes are wide and Effie's head whips up, like, freaked out. She said, "Someone shot him? What happened?" And she's up and racing towards the tent.
We can talk about that later.
No, she's
She's
running
right now.
She's running ahead of you guys. Like, as soon as you said that, she's off to the races. She left Bobino as soon as you said that. And he's now holding on to you, Momori. You guys are all running back to the tent with Effie.
Momori picks up the child.
Yeah. That's awesome. The four of you race back into the big top tent where Soldier, Mateo, and Nosti still are. The two of you, have you done anything in the meantime? Momori's probably been gone for like 5 minutes.
Been shocked.
Watching,
I can't do anything.
Watching Nosti just like, okay, I hope he doesn't die.
Yeah, just sit there. You don't hold his hand or anything. You're just like, damn, that sucks. Tough day.
I was the one who kind of threw fire at him. It feels a bit awkward to be the one comforting him.
He was possessed.
Yeah. The four of you race into the big top tent, and as soon as Effie looks up at the level where Sildra and Nosti are at, she is single-mindedly scaling the stage to get to him as close as possible. She is not acknowledging anyone else in this room other than Nosti. And as she gets to his prone form, just the color rains from her face, just seeing the state he's in. She grabs his hand and looks up at Sildra and she says, Tell me there's been some sort of healing spell, okay?
Yep. We did spare the dying. I did a quick healing spell on him. He's stable. He'll be okay. We just need someone who can take care of the finer things, like and they awkwardly point to the arrow sticking out of his chest.
She shakily nods her head and looks back down at Nosti, and she has a very pained look on her face, and almost apologetically puts her forehead to his, which is pale and sweaty. She whispers something to him, and then casts Levitate on his body as she gently lifts him, keeping him as still as possible, and helps descend back down the stage with him. Again, not jostling, not causing any more disruption. And you can see that there's a lot going on in her mind right now as she carries him down the stage.
Could she do like a perception check? What's her passive perception?
I mean, I can have her roll with disadvantage because right now she is not interested in investigating this scene beyond making sure that Nosti is okay. So
hide the crossbow.
That's what I'm asking about.
Oh my god, that's a twin 9. I mean, I rolled 2 d20s and they were both a 9.
Okay.
As she is carrying Nosti through the big top, obviously, out on the way to get to the camp medic, she's glancing at all of you and she says, I'll obviously need a rundown of what happened here. Let me get him taken care of, and her eyes are scanning over each of you. And I think she notices that you're all pretty rattled. Mateo, you look, I think she maybe looks at you a hair longer than either of the others, gives a shake of her head before just saying, don't go anywhere, okay? I'll give me a few minutes to get this squared away, and then we are talking. But let me just take care of my friend first. And she takes Nosti out at a decent clip out of the space.
So, we're not sticking around, right? That just
I don't think we should. Silk is kind of like making their way down the platform, kind of like
What about the
taking
bombs?
from.
Oh,
We
right, the
still need the
bombs.
stupid bombs.
Do we need to stay here for that? Can we just like grab them?
Yeah, no, let's head over to the to Nasti's trailer and just grab that safe. Like, let's just grab it. Like, he had
What
a safe,
safe?
there, right?
What are you
No.
talking
Okay,
about?
apparently I thought that he had a safe. Did he not?
You didn't find a safe in his room or his trailer? You weren't looking
did I-
for one necessarily.
Was I just
Like-
did I just like fever dream that there was a safe mentioned somewhere?
I
don't
think
remember a
Mateo was
safe.
hoping for a safe, maybe.
Mateo,
think
you
there
were
was a-
looking for. I think you were looking for like weapons or some point or.
I
something
was
in the
looking
room.
for bombs. I've been looking for bombs
Yeah.
this entire time. I've been asking every motherfucker around here for bombs. Everyone knows what I want. Of course,
Right,
I'd look in a
we-
safe if there was a safe available.
Uh huh.
We
All right,
have
we
that
don't have
box.
time for this. Let's just steal his trailer and get out of here.
Oh,
Okay.
I mean, if there's bombs, they're gonna be in his trailer, right? I mean, he's not gonna let anyone else touch them. And if there's a recipe to make the bombs, that's gonna be in his trailer. And we don't really have time to like stick around and explain why we shot Nasty in the chest.
Rory.
And he's gonna wake up and he's gonna be like, "I'm freaking out here too, okay?"
You
like, this-
shot Nasty in the. That was. What happened? I was gone for 10 minutes.
Yeah, and we were fighting him before. I mean, it's not really like it's that out of character. He'd stop. Okay, listen. He was possessed by the god that is going to shit. We're so fucked. We're so fucked. Basically, we're so fucking fucked right now. We can't steal
It's
his
the
trailer
wannabe
because
god.
Mamori. As much as I think that's a crazy, amazing idea to just steal his trailer and leave, they're going to be chasing us, and it's going to be so obvious where we are at all times because we'll have an entire trailer. We only have a horse. I guess maybe we have a magic horse that might be fine, but we can't just leave the scene of this with the whole trailer.
Oh, I'm not saying we have to take it forever. Maybe we could borrow it for a minute until we get what we
can't
need.
leave an IOU for them.
We left an IOU for the god that
Listen,
we like
sounds
smashed their
different.
temple about. I don't see how it doesn't. This is the same situation.
That was a stuffed animal. This is like 100 people with magic and weapons. And we just almost
God!
killed their leader.
All right, fine. We leave the trailer. We have this
Leave
book,
an
right?
IOU.
We've got the
Can we
book.
at
We've got
least
the
do
box.
something? Can we at least do something about the box that's in my chest right now?
No, we're taking that. We have to take that.
Yes, that's the issue. She's going to come back,
We have to just
and this
blow
is
it
not
up.
exactly discreet.
I feel like we have to just blow it up. There's like if we open it, we risk getting the same mind control bullshit that Nasti's been through. But we still don't know for sure if there's something actually relevant
Alright.
in there. It's just the most magical thing in that room.
Okay, well, first of all, we gotta run. First run.
Why?
Run, and then blow it up. Because we shot someone, Mateo! We shot somebody! And I don't think they're gonna accept our explanation that he was possessed.
He had amnesia when he was like conscious for a little bit. He probably doesn't remember it.
Okay, Mr. Crossbow. How else would he have gotten an arrow in his chest?
That's the point.
He's been acting weird. He was the one who kidnapped the kid.
He shot himself.
so
is what
he-
you're saying.
Oh,
He shot himself in the chest with an. Oh no!
With
Here's what
my
happened. Because he
crossbow.
tripped in it. He tripped and he fell on it, just like that.
Hey, can someone roll a perception check for me?
Oh no. Yes.
Yes.
God. I got
Oh,
a
God.
1. Thanks,
Oh
guys.
no! Is this active or passive?
Yeah, I don't notice what Rami's been doing, actually. I don't know what his reaction to this is.
Nope, you guys are fully consumed with the argument in front of you. Rami is pale, agog. You can see he's getting sweatier and looking more nauseous as you guys continue to unravel like this.
Grace,
Yeah?
I'm gonna DM you something.
Huh?
Did you see what I
Uh-oh.
DM'd you too?
I sure did.
Okay, cool.
Is
my
that
God.
For all
related
these
to what I'm
DMs.
DMing you?
My child is just hanging from the rafters.
Yeah, okay. So, Momori, that was a nat
Yeah.
one for Mateo. As this argument is going on, what'd you roll for your perception?
I was hoping you wouldn't ask. I rolled a
Maddie?
5 plus a 2,
Okay.
so 7.
Sildra got a 9.
Cool.
God, we are absorbed.
You
You're
are
distracted.
you certainly are. And as you are just reeling back and forth trying to figure out what to do next, Momori, at some point you feel Bobino just like crawl off of your back, but you're trying to figure out what's going on directly in front of you. You're not too preoccupied with where he's been. Sildra, I
Yes,
think
we have a witness.
you notice
Kill
uh,
a child.
No! He saw what happened.
No!
No, he didn't! Shit!
He does now. We just
Sildra,
killed him in front of him.
Sildra, as soon as you kind of say, I'm counting those as canon responses of
No,
we
no,
have
no,
a
no,
witness,
no,
and
no,
he
no,
knows
no,
now.
no.
That sounded in
No.
character.
No.
Mateo was in character. We have a witness.
Okay.
And you rolled a 9.
Kill the child.
Oh my god. What did Sildra do?
Sildra did not say
Sildra
kill the
didn't
child.
say.
That's something
Yes.
you said.
Not
That
kill
was a
the child,
Kevin
not kill the
reaction.
child.
No, they're just talking about we have a witness.
Yeah.
Kev, you're golden.
Yeah, you're good. As soon as Mateo mentions that, Soldier, you start looking around for Bobino, and you see him just barely trying to sneak out of the tent without anyone else noticing. But he's kind of a distance from you, and you guys lock eyes, and he is terrified.
Okay, we need to do like some kind of display. We need to we need to prove that this is okay. Okay, alright.
Momori scoops the child up in her arms.
Nope, no, you do not. He's on the other side of
running.
like, unless you go to like tackle him, you don't scoop this kid up. He is not going to let you.
Roll the
Sildra.
tackle?
No.
Is that a bad idea? That's my instinct.
He is on the cusp of running away. And friendly DM advice, any sudden movements, and this little boy is closer to the door than you are.
Fine.
Sildra,
Don't worry, just lift your hands.
in a
Like
sign of good faith, is going to slowly sit down on the ground and take the box they were hiding and lay it on the floor in front of them. And just lightly push it away so that Bobino can see what they've been hiding. And just hold their hands up like, I am not a threat.
Mm-hmm. Bobino looks down at the box, still terrified, and if possible starts shaking even more as he stares harder at it, and then looks back up at you, Sildra, and says, You need to get away from that thing. It's whatever was wrong with the boss, it's speaking from there too. I can hear it. It scrunches up his little face and goes to cover his ears, and he says, like when I can hear sometimes when gods are chatty. This one's talking too, and I don't think it should be, but it is. And it's getting louder.
Mateo, could you take this somewhere else?
I think in order to clear our names right now, we need to tell them what's going on with this stupid box and get one of them to bring a goddamn bomb in here and blow it up. 'Cause I don't think it's a good idea to open that.
I'm not saying it's a good idea to open it. I do not think we should open it.
And the only thing we know as that can affect this at all is the bombs. That's why we need the bombs.
What we also know is that we have a friend, and they gesture over to Bobino, who is currently our biggest tie to the people with the bombs, and they are freaked out by the box.
Absolutely, as they should be. So
Bobino,
would you Bobino, would you be willing to tell other people that this box is evil and not just us?
Looks up at you and shakes head. He says, I've been trying to say that the green things weren't any good, that there was something wrong with it, and they wouldn't listen to me all week or all month. They're just the more the boss tried leaning into it, the more scared I was getting, and I knew it was something bad. I knew it was.
Okay. Well, we're here to back you up now, okay?
Is the boss gonna be okay?
Yes, he's going to be fine. He just needs to rest for a bit, but he's gotten some healing in him, and now he's going to have even more healing in him. And before you know it, he'll be all fixed up.
He's going to be even better than okay, because he's not going to be weird anymore. He's not going to try and kidnap you or use the box to summon wannabe gods.
Gives a shaky nod and starts trying to scrub at his face.
Oh, baby. Okay, so I can get on board with, I guess, trying to convince them of what's happening and blowing this box up. But if something goes wrong, I think we gotta split, guys. I don't want to get clowned while we're supposed to be getting bombs and then rolling back to the sandy, gross, deserty place to friggin' find an ancient gate.
What's Robbie look like right now? What's Robbie's reaction to this?
Rami is scared. He is scared by how scared the three of you are. Up to this point, even if you three haven't always felt it, he has looked at you all as though you at least have some idea of what's going on and how to stop this imminent threat. And seeing the three of you as freaked out as you are, has him clutching at his prayer beads and holding his quarterstaff white-knuckled as he tries to keep up, but you can see on his face that he is at a loss for what to do next. He says, okay, so we shot the clown boss. There's some evil mystery magic box that none of us want to touch. We still need the thing we came here for, and our best bet is currently sitting with an arrow through his chest in the infirmary. And he takes a pause and looks at Mateo and kind of looks away. He says, "And we are the ones who put him there. Is that correct?"
Well,
You don't need to blame
technically-
yourself for this. I'm the one who pulled the trigger.
Okay.
also, no one aside from us who are in this tent right now know that.
Also, he was sort of trying to sacrifice a child.
Yeah, Mamori, please don't try and say that it wasn't me, okay? You're really bad at lying. It's just gonna make everything worse, okay?
I think I'm great at lying, but also I agree. I can lie. I can lie great. Sildra,
D-
that box looks great in your chest. See? Totally straight face. I didn't mean that at all.
Okay.
Anyways, moving on. Yeah, I
Sildra, you got
probably
a
the
great
truth is
chest.
best. God, I've left.
We still need those bombs. And right now, we'll call it 2 people who might be able to help us and also potentially fully drive us out of this camp, are occupied. So, and Rami glances back out of the big top and in the direction of Nasti's trailer. He says, "They're busy. We should do what we can now to at least try and find some sort of lead without them. Best case scenario, everything is fine with the troop master and he's still willing to help us. And worst case scenario, we have probably within the hour before we have to get out of here." So, throws a thumb over his shoulder. "I think maybe we should try and investigate what we can while we still have time to."
All right, fair enough.
Yep.
Okay, let's just be more suspicious. That's fine. Let's just sneak around and go through their things. It's great. Why not? I already killed the guy. Let's just, fine.
He's not dead.
You didn't
He's
kill
just
him.
dying.
And
What do we do with the box? Looks at box that is now just sitting on the floor.
I'm not touching that.
Sildra picks it back up again and puts it in their pocket.
I hate this.
For now, we hold on to it until we know how to destroy it.
Wait, before we put the box away and move on from that, Bobino, can you tell us more about what exactly the box is saying? Is it talking right now?
He looks back at the box that Sildra has taken back and gives a pinched look on his face, and he says, "It's less actual words right now and more just it feels happy, but I don't want it to feel happy." When it was talking earlier, it was talking about things for the show and how to draw the lines in the stage and in the different like torches and things, and it was telling him what to do, but I don't know. When gods get chatty, they sound different. They don't sound like people.
Momori kind of leans towards Bobino, puts her hands on her knees, and kind of squats down a little bit more on his level.
All right. Thanks for telling us, kid. It's really important, and I'm proud of you. Thanks for being so brave back there.
Gives you a big hug. Squeezes you probably tighter than you were expecting out of a little kid like this.
Drunk child.
Mm-hmm.
Mamori kind of is surprised and stiffens, and then relaxes and, pats him on his head. And just hugs back. It's going to be okay now. Everything that happened with Nasty, he's okay now. He's back. He's going to be a little confused about why he was shot, but he's going to be the same troop master you know and love again.
And I'll get to wear my red hat with the bells again?
You won't have to touch green ever again if you don't want to.
Big relieved sigh. And he finally looks like he's starting to untense just a hair from everything he's been through.
All right, well, not to split us up again, but I really think before we do some sneaking, we should maybe check and see how the patient is doing. And if we are going to stay here and, not split, then I think we owe Effie an explanation as well. And I don't know, I've kind of I don't know what else we're going to get from wandering around this circus tent as far as exploring places. I mean, I have seen everything I need to of Nasty's dirty, disorganized, cluttered little shop situation on wheels. So, I don't really feel like we need to investigate more. Do you guys?
I don't know if I have it in me right now.
Let's just go to the medic tent. Bobino, can you lead us to wherever the medic is? Do you have a first aid, a nurse, or doctor, or healer?
He nods his head and leads the group of you all over to the medic wagon. It's a little ways away from Nasty's side of the camp. And you can see it's got what remains of kind of the core troop members. You can see Damos and Draxa and Gataki all posted up outside, all looking very sincerely concerned. A few other straggler clowns peeking in through the windows. Everyone assembled, all looking equal parts sad and disappointed at what's gone down. Gataki looks up as the group of you approach. And you can see her ears flatten back immediately as you all get closer.
Great! Hey, how's the patient?
We're not taking visitors right now.
Is he good?
Is he good? And she's looking at the remaining assembled clowns. Well, I don't know, Mamori. There's I don't know, a 12-inch arrow sticking out of the man's heart. He's covered in burns. He's got a broken nose. He's racked with some sort of weird, toxic, magical residue all over him. Yeah, he's great. Thank you so much for wrangling our troop master.
Oh, well, if he's doing great, then, our job here is done. When is he gonna wake up? Does it seem like he's, conscious yet?
Oh, you are not seeing. Are you kidding me? You are not getting anywhere near him.
Momori sweats internally. Well, that's gonna be a problem, because we did fix him. I mean,
You fixed him?
Mamori,
Well-
shut up!
This is a good news, bad news sort of situation, right? Good news. He's no longer gonna be weird anymore. Bad news. He did take some damage while that was happening. But he was possessed. I mean, how else were we gonna, deal with that? And he had stolen Bobino, so we kinda had to act fast.
Mamori, go ahead and give me a persuasion check right now.
Give him a gas.
God, why are we letting me talk? Why are we letting me talk?
Because you started talking.
Mateo was a foot taller, he'd put his hand over your mouth.
That would have been so good. Alright, well, persuasion check? Oh god. Did you say persuasion?
Yes.
Or did you say...
No.
Did you say athletics, Grace?
No.
No, I did in fact say persuasion.
Persuade them with your athletics.
So I rolled a 2,
No.
and persuasion is a -1? I feel like I'm gonna get a punch in the face. Can I roll to dodge?
I was just going to. I was going to say. What's your AC?
Oh my god.
Oh,
I mean,
God,
that-
cannot.
It's a 3. She goes to
Oh,
swipe
God.
across
I
your
rolled
face.
a 4. Oh, Jesus.
Just barely. She goes to swipe at your face, Memori, and Damos and Draxa managed to pull her back right before, and I think you stumble just out of the way of her claws, and she is furious. You can see she's like blinking back tears at the state of things. She says, "You know, one of the things Boss really tried to teach us was to be careful about who you bring in. You know, you gotta be really careful about who you decide to trust with these kinds of things."
Oh no.
Good to know. Good to know where you lie on all of this.
Gataki, that's not what I...
None of us wanted this to happen.
Doesn't matter what you wanted, okay? The man responsible for giving all of us a home and a family is in that tent, and we don't know what's going to happen to him. Yeah, he was acting weird. Yeah, we did, in fact, ask for your help. And this is the best you could do? Whatever you were here for, consider your business done.
Well, that's rich coming from somebody who bombed a temple with other families in it. Like, really? And you're so mad when your own people are attacked, Gataki? God, can't you step out of your sight, outside of yourself for 1 second? We weren't trying to. You literally bombed a temple prior to this and laughed about it and didn't apologize. And now you're upset because it matters to you. Because this person matters to you. Well, we're trying to save a whole world!
Damos and Draxa are looking from the wagon behind them to Gataki and you. And you can see Draxa's really, looking at you, Memori. She doesn't seem nearly as furious as Gataki, but she kind of gives you a look before just tugging on Gataki's arm, and she says, "Taki, we gotta just look. Let's just go check in with Effie, see if she needs anything, okay?" And goes to just try and get Gataki away from this situation. Damos then steps up after his sister and Gataki kind of leave, and he says, "And you're sure this is end of the world? End of the world? Whatever you're working with."
Yes. And it would have been the end of your fearless leader as well if we hadn't stepped in. And the kid. She gestures at Bobino.
Looks down at Bobino, nods his head. "What are you looking for? What are you here for? What?"
We need banishment bombs.
To banish the thing that was inhabiting your boss. For good this time.
We have the source. We just need to get rid of it.
And the bombs are the best way to do that?
As far as we know, yes.
I'm open to other ideas. Plan B, C, D, E, F, G. If plan A doesn't work.
He looks back over his shoulder and looks at the group of you before nodding his head and gesturing for you all to follow back in the direction of Nasti's wagon. As he circles around back, he says, I know he's been messing with the formula. I know the new ones are, less banishment, more infection. It's different for sure. I can get you the new ones, no problem, but the old ones, I don't know if he has any left. The only place I could think where they might be kept would be in the lockbox under his trailer, but that's that's lock and key.
Let me take a crack at it.
Go for it. And underneath the workshop wagon is, you can see secured underneath what looks like a latch box safe mounted to the bottom. So kind of like an extra little luggage space almost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna try the key that I have on the necklace.
Yeah, you use Effie's key that you procured, and the lock does, in fact, give way. And it opens up, and you see all sorts of old remnants of various projects, costumes, props, what have you. Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me.
Okay. 11.
Are we all rolling?
Yeah, I think the more
Investigation.
rolls.
Okay, so I have a 15
Okay.
That's an 8.
Mhm.
God, my rolls suck tonight.
Not one.
Uh-oh.
How's it going down there, Mateo?
Lights it on fire.
You need a light.
We turn around and Silder's possessed.
No.
Oh, I could do something mean right now.
Do
Oh,
it,
no.
Grace. You need to do that.
I know.
We're looking.
Yes.
How many people can fit under this thing?
Storytelling.
I imagine Mateo just rolled under here.
It rolled under, and then it when you unlocked it, it just kind of spilled out. So it's just kind of
Onto
rifling.
him.
Yeah.
Soldier bonked their head and then conked out.
No, Grace, do the mean thing.
You guys start rifling through the assorted stuff that falls out of Nasti's spare storage box. And again, it's odds and ends, hard to find what's relevant. But you do find 4 of the old style banishment bombs. Old sigil, old color scheme, very similar to what Nasty was showing off the last time you were at his workshop.
Okay. All right. Oh, so let's. I still think we should do some kind of display of goodwill in destroying this box somewhere nearby. Maybe I feel like I want to do it in the tent, but also that feels aggressive.
Maybe just in the woods over there? No worry, gestures.
Is there a clearing, or is there some place that's clear, doesn't have people's stuff or trees that could be set on fire?
Right now, the camp is, I would say, 85% abandoned. So if you were to do this just in the middle of the space, there's not a whole lot of 1 witnesses or 2 people around that you could accidentally hurt. So you don't have to worry about going into the woods and accidentally starting a fire.
Okay. Do we know what the radius on this thing is? We've seen the
The scorch
impact
mark.
of them before.
Yeah, it's probably a solid 9 feet radius.
Hold up. We're just gonna set off a bomb in the middle of camp? Hold up. I'm rethinking this. I feel it's not a good idea anymore. I feel like we should take these bombs and this chest back to the teachers, and they'll probably know what to do with it.
I think I don't know. I don't want this to corrupt any of us before we get to that point.
Well,
if it's talking.
Good point. But also, I feel like if we do this wrong, we're gonna let it out. I just feel like we need more information here.
Much as I really don't like to say it, the box doesn't seem to affect me as much as other people, so it might be fine to bring it back to the teachers.
We should get rid of it now.
You know,
Sildra, I don't know what's
I
going on with you, but I really don't think it's a good idea for you to just hold on to it.
I mean, I don't like the idea, but what if something goes wrong again?
Yeah, I at least at the very least, let's not set it off in the middle of this camp with these people we've already pissed off. Like, that doesn't seem quite like the right thing to do. Let's wait until we're like out of clown posse area.
Okay. Damos, dude, can you just let them know that when he gets up he should be okay, but we've taken the thing that's been corrupting him.
Yeah.
He'll probably
sure.
wake up with like some amnesia. He might not remember the past couple of weeks. Which would be a good thing. Here's the thing. If he doesn't remember what just happened, it's probably a good thing, but if he does remember, it might be a bad thing. There was a moment. Okay, listen. There was a moment.
For him or bad for you?
Okay.
Bad for
no,
him.
Listen. Everyone shut up for a second. So here's what happened. I'll just tell you what happened. And Mateo explains to the best of his ability, like a truthful accounting of what happened.
Yeah.
Like the entire thing. Like, okay, we got in there was a guy, there he was, he wasn't himself, and then there was a moment where he like kind of remembered who we were and he didn't know what was going on.
Yep.
And then he was puppeted and it was freakish.
Yes. And you're sure you don't want to be the ones to explain to him what went down?
You're an actor, right? You know your lines.
We're kind of on a timeline, and
Also Kataki's really pissed at us, and I don't know if we'll get a chance to like have a fair trial here, so I just put in a good word for us and hopefully your boss is okay. We're all rooting for him.
Yeah. I mean, Kataki's pissed at everyone all the time. Here. And he rifles through his pocket and pulls out what looks like a compact mirror. He says, I really shouldn't be doing this. This is a direct line to the boss. Don't. Well, I mean, he's going to find out that you have it. And he's probably going to know that I'm the one that gave it to you. If you need to talk to him privately or, at all, there's your way in. Look, I'm not really looking forward for the world to end either. And hell, I'm not looking forward to seeing the mood Effie's gonna be in, once this all blows over, but you all seem to know more than anyone else does what's going on here. So, if this is what happened with just a silly dumbass clown troupe, and you can see he's shaking, but looking back up at you guys, looking like he trusts you, he says, can't speak for the rest of the troupe, but if there's ever anything you need for this going forward, finger guns, I'll do what I can for you. Try to keep the world from ending.
Thank you. And Mateo takes the compact and he gives Damos back the key.
Momori puts a hand on Damos's shoulder. Thanks for trusting us, Damos. We're gonna try our best to fix this before things get any worse. And honestly, I think it's going to be really, really important that we have a direct line to Nasty, as I'm sure these 4 banishment bombs will get used for totally good and reasonable sound purposes, but we might be needing a few more. Should they all be used for not so reasonable purposes?
I think we'll use them reasonably, Momori.
Well, there might be a few unreasonable situations that we're in when we're forced to use them reasonably, and then we might need some more. It'll be good that we can
ask for more if we need more.
We're gonna ask him how to make them.
We will use these responsibly, Damos.
Oh my god, this is just perfect. It's like the famous last words. We will definitely use these responsibly.
We
Don't
might fuck
worry
around
about
with
it.
these. Thanks for trusting us. We're gonna fuck around and find out.
I mean, we were just talking about lighting some off in the middle of camp on a box.
As
We
a
didn't
show
know it was
of
gonna
good
happen.
faith.
As a show of good face, y'all were like, yeah, like
Set
we were
off a
all
bomb.
like, yeah, perfect. This is the thing to do after we after we shot their leader. Let's bomb their camp.
You know, it's a team.
That'll
effort.
go over.
We're,
Great.
we're doing
Great.
good as a team. As a team.
We are such a villain squad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ugh, it's so good. Anywho,
Sildra.
Yeah.
No.
Make a perception check for me.
Okay. 13.
As you're hearing Lamori and Mateo and Damos back and forth with this, from your place off to the side, as you're holding this box, every other time you've held it, you've felt nothing other than a cool wooden object in your hands. But the longer you hold it, and the warmer it gets, the more and more it feels like you can hear the faintest heartbeat coming from it. Story Hoard is produced by Grace, Maddie, Margaret, and Kev. Our theme song was written and composed by Vocal Outburst. Follow for updates and artwork on Twitter and Tumblr at StoryHoardPod, or visit our website at storyhoard.card.co. You can find all these links and more in the description of this episode. A few things about, just because I'm so happy with how I just really like this
Yes.
antagonist so much. They are speaking with Nasti's voice,
Mhm.
but
yes.
it's got a funky supernatural filter on it. It's still all the Nasti hardware, but it's got that magic on it. The way that I want possession to work in this universe is that gods can't just like take over a person, because that would be two souls inhabiting one vessel, and that's bad for both parties. Stuff gets jumbled up and both come away altered, and for the most part, gods are not willing to alter themselves cohabiting with a mortal.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But if someone is freshly dead and that soul isn't in there, all the hardware is still working.
Every day of my life.
So,
I
won't go into. We'll get to the rest of what
Mateo
I'll
did
let-
do research on possession.
you did. You sure did. So here you go, Mateo.
Finally came up.
Yep.
The books were wrong. You can do it. It's fucked up.
Well, the canon, it's messy, so it doesn't happen often. But if it's a dead body,
Fair
free
game.
real estate.
Free real estate.
Yeah.